Have you ever asked yourself what the heck a listing agent does to sell your home? Well, in this video, I'm going to highlight a few of the things that I do to sell homes for more money in less time. Hi, my name's Adam Fife. I'm a local real estate agent here in Calgary, Alberta. I truly believe in providing my viewers and clients with value-driven content. But for the 86% of you who are not subscribed to the channel, please consider browsing all the previous videos and looking through them all. All my videos are well thought out and can help you or a friend one day or another. So what do real estate agents do to sell homes? In my previous video, I discussed the difference between selling on your own, a discount brokerage, and a full service brokerage. Seeing as I'm a part of a full service brokerage, I will share my listing presentation with you today and visually show you what I do to service my clients in the Calgary area. So let's get into it. So welcome to my 2022 presentation for sellers here in my local market. Now, please keep in consideration that this is my business offerings that I offer my clients. Every real estate agent is different, so I've crafted this presentation for sellers based off of their feedback and what I've found success with. Although some of the principles here are popular around the globe, every real estate agent is different, so interviewing a few is pretty important. This is a great way for me to visually show you what I do to sell your home for more money in less time, the modern way for any market condition. Now, one of the very first things I do when I arrive after the home tour and right after we sit down is try to create an open dialogue. I believe it's very important to assess the situation by asking great questions prior to blindly presenting information. Of course, 100% of the homeowners who invite me over want to know what the current value is of their home, but different people have different things that are important to them. I want to be able to create trust and make sure I'm providing information that is relevant and important to them. I like to break the ice by asking a few simple questions, as you can see here on the slide, just to create a conversation about where they're at, what they know, and how I can help make this consultation the most impactful it can be. My goal is to have these questions last less than 10 minutes, as it's only meant to set the stage for conversations throughout the presentation. I do not want to be talking for 40 minutes straight. I want to have some back and forth as we progress. So a couple questions that I ask is, do all realtors offer the same type of service? What defines a good real estate agent? What do you expect from the average listing agent? Do realtors make too much money? What is the best possible outcome from this transaction? And be creative. All of these questions help prompt the seller to create that conversation. Next, I quickly touch on who I am. I think it's important for people to see a little bit of my background to help create some of that common ground and let them know my experiences. I start off by letting them know my age and which community I currently own in. I think it's pretty fair to at least let them know where I live, seeing as I personally came to their house. For the sake of this video, I did remove my community. So I let them know that I'm 30. I am a Calgary real estate YouTuber. I was an apprentice plumber, a backcountry adventurer, a network marketing visionary, a team leader, a certified skydiver, and a missionary. Now, who you work with matters because it's that person's personality, systems, and work ethic that will make all the difference. With that being said, the brokerage behind the scenes also helps that agent excel even further. There are a lot of brand names out there that have massive marketing dollars which advertise to you that that office is the right choice to deal with. Although there is a level of truth to that, the agent themselves should be the deal maker or the deal breaker, not the brand. I've been working with the eXp Realty brokerage and I couldn't be any happier. I think that eXp's virtual vision and growth is something every single real estate agent should at least look into. I believe highlighting a few of the eXp strengths to my clients is important to showcase just how they're making not only my life simple, but my clients' life simpler as well. 950 employees, weekly training with over 50 hours of live peer-to-peer insight, technology to make my documentation management simpler, global exposure as we are not franchised and all under one umbrella, social media training, which will help me help them with further exposure, and one of the largest in-house referral networks. All of these things combined with my personal developed systems make for an amazing client experience. We don't need to talk on these next two slides for very long, but I do touch on some local market activity in the area. Now, this slide is a macro look at Calgary to give a general insight into what is happening as a whole. Next, we take a step further and look at some quadrants, as this could play into our strategy if someone is looking to sell in one area and move to another. On the left-hand side, you can see the property type and the quadrant itself. I will touch on that specific row in a bit more detail, as it will directly affect my client's ability to sell. This will give us an even better look at what to expect. Although this is a lot more specific, we still need to chat about the community activity itself, and that's a whole separate slideshow altogether. So here we chat about some of the past experiences they might have had with another realtor, or discuss what they would typically expect. Now, let's keep in mind that every real estate agent runs their business completely differently. So when we say traditional, these are just some of the averages or the normals that we are seeing in the market today. We'll start off with preparing the home. This is the first and probably one of the biggest things that I do for my clients to help separate themselves from the pack. I'll offer one of the following services to my clients depending on their concerns: carpet cleaning, staging, or a pre-home inspection. There are so many benefits from all three of these services, and something I actively invest in right away before the home gets on the market. So when we chat about photos, a professionally hired photographer with a lighting, DSLR, and even a stager if we need to shift a few things around. The photos are one of the most important aspects of your marketing. Good photos will captivate the greatest number of buyers online. Next, we'll talk about some video. We use video on every single property. Video is really taking over online. YouTube, Reels, and TikTok are a great way to expose your home to as many buyers online as possible. Next, we'll talk about some paid advertisement. Not every agent pays for advertisement, as the MLS usually is enough to get the home sold, but we want to make sure that we are attracting as many eyes to your home as possible. So optimizing and paying for additional ads on Facebook, Kijiji, and YouTube really can play a big difference in how fast your home sells. Paid ads are solid, but even free ads like Kijiji and posting on some Facebook groups and sharing those videos on different platforms all play a big role in maximizing your exposure. Finally, we'll chat about the marketing type. We are mutually invested in getting this job done as fast as possible for the most amount of money. We are actively engaging with prospective buyers to get as many eyes on your home as possible. So here's a quick glance at some of the differences between basic photos and professionally edited photos. We take the time and extra steps to make sure your home is putting its best foot forward. So here's yet another quick glance, but this time at mutually invested marketing. Our goal is to create as much hype for your home as possible. So here's an example of a Facebook ad our team has ran within the past year. 36,000 accounts reached, 1,200 watches, and 3 showings booked directly from the ad. Now, the great thing about this is we use specific trackable links on every single ad to make sure we are measuring real stats, so you can have comfort knowing that things are working behind the scenes, even if you don't get an update over the next day or two. If the seller is in alignment with our services, we will start to chat about what it will look like 1, 2, even 3 weeks prior to the listing going live. We want to make sure that we have a clear plan in place so we're not missing any documents, dates, or any specific concerns. This is a simple list that I share with updated emails as we progress through that checklist. So next we chat about what happens once it's live. There is a lot of things that happens behind the scenes, like social posts, website activation, paid ads if they have not already started, and scheduling an open house the first, if not second week of the listing going live. Here I touch on some communication because communication is by far the utmost important thing about the whole transaction, in my opinion. Over communication is a real thing, but being able to provide real updates consistently on a daily or bi-daily basis is very comforting for a lot of sellers. Showing feedback is one of the most important aspects of this communication. We want to know what people are continually saying about your home once it's live. The market is hot right now, and receiving 1, 2, if not 3 offers is a pretty realistic outcome. So being able to sit down and go through the offers and start the negotiation process is huge. We will take our time to carefully consider all the offers and go back to the table to see if we can continue to negotiate with buyer agents to get the best possible price, dates, and terms that align with your personal needs. My clients don't just pick the best and final offer. It frustrates me that a lot of agents cop out and do that, and I understand the reasonings to why, but being able to go back to the negotiation table and continue to negotiate with different buyers agents is absolutely critical and very important for my clients to not leave any money on the table. This is a very realistic slide that should not be ignored. This slide is the reason why we take so much action right out of the gate to get as many buyers in your home as possible. You want to make sure within the first 2, if not 3 weeks, you have an active prospective buyer interested in making offers, because the longer you sit on the market, the more people will hunt you down for a better deal. Sometimes it's out of your hands if the home stays on the market for a longer period of time, like a prospective buyer pulls out of a conditional offer because of financing or the inspection. Maybe it's just the wrong time of year, or the market quickly shifts in a different direction. Find a realtor who is willing to take the time to educate you on everything involved before making any sort of commitments, because you do not want to be on the market for a long period of time. So this last slide is my absolute favorite slide because I am not a sales rep. I don't sell things. I'm a strategist. I help develop systems, advise on decisions, and ultimately guide your transition into your next chapter of life. Make sure you're working with someone who has proven systems, they're tech savvy, they have solid communication, and they're proactive. Hire a strategist and not a salesperson. So thank you very much for listening to my listing presentation. Please consider subscribing and even browsing the rest of my videos. If you're curious about your home value or you want to know more about how to sell in this market, please click the links in the description and let me know how I can help. But until next time, peace.